Do you want to know how to fly for cheap and avoid any of those surprise fees? Budget airlines hate this.
Flight 3439, gate A75. All right, so we're here at the Denver International Airport. I booked a flight from Denver to San Francisco nonstop for $68 round trip. And I'm only bringing a personal item, so we're gonna see if we can do this for $68.
For real.
Frontier obviously can't make money selling $68 round trip tickets, so the way that they do make their money is off of carry-on bags and check-in bags and seat upgrades and things like that. Here we are. So, packed my personal item. I believe the dimensions are 18 by 14 by 8. And I measured this bag twice and it measured under that, so we'll see. So our flight is boarding now, and one of the things that I didn't consider, you are also the last to board if you buy this cheap ticket and you don't upgrade anything. So I am in zone 4, and this is what it looks like. Hello.
Hi. Evidence gun?
Thank you. All right, they didn't even check the bag. It would have fit anyway. Hello. All right, so that flight wasn't bad. It wasn't a full flight. It was almost full, but they ended up moving somebody in my row, so I didn't have to sit in the middle seat, which was really nice. Water was free. I was able to get a cup of water, that was good. And, you know, there was enough leg room for me. I'm not that tall, I'm only about 5'8", so I guess there is an advantage to being short. It's not often, but sometimes there is an advantage to being short, and being on a flight, especially a budget carrier, is one of them. $68 so far. We'll see when I go back, but I'm not anticipating having an issue. Yeah, what's up, dude? Good to see you.
Yeah, good seeing you.
Thanks for picking me up, man.
I spent a few days in San Francisco visiting my buddy Z and playing tourist. He even took me to the Meta campuses for a tour, which was really neat to see since I've never been on a big tech campus before. Now, let's see how I did on the return flight back to Denver from SFO.
Okay, so I'm at SFO now, and we're just waiting to board. I actually waited to check in until about, I think it was when I woke up this morning, so a little bit before 8. Our flight is departing at 11:50, and I read on Reddit, if you're not going to choose a seat, to pay to choose a seat, to try and check in closer to your flight departure time, not after like 4 hours till or something like that, because they might bump you from your flight. So I tried that and actually didn't get a middle seat this time. I believe I got seat 23F, which is a window seat. That's gonna be really nice. Don't have to worry about sitting in the middle. And still didn't have to pay anything but the $68 round trip. The final test is going to be if they ask me to put my personal bag in the bag sizer, but again, I did already put it in there when I departed, and it fit perfectly. It was fine, with some room to spare actually, so we'll see how it goes.
First year passenger going to Denver, flight 12:30. This time we are boarding all 7 rows, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. Proceed to the gate A14 for the flight to Denver.
Hello.
How are you?
Thank you.
So we did it. We just flew Denver to San Francisco round trip for $68. Let's go back home and debrief. Now that the concept of the $68 round trip flight has been proven, let's unpack this. So here are the numbers broken down from my research, as well as the cost to add any extras on the flight as of the recording of this video. And I have them written down here. $68 round trip ticket, which is Denver to SFO. That's on Frontier. All you get with that is one personal item, and that's under 14 by 18 by 8 inches in dimension. So here are the add-ons. $60 for a carry-on in addition to your personal item, and the first check bag is also $60. If you wanted a check bag or a carry-on bag and you don't do it before you get to the airport, it's actually $79 at the ticket counter. But it actually gets worse, because if you skip the ticket counter and then you go straight to the gate, this is where they get a lot of people. I saw this on the San Francisco flight. It's $99 at the boarding gate. If you wanted to actually choose a seat, from what I saw on my flight, the cheapest seat selection was actually $29. If you wanted to change to Zone 1 boarding, it's $10. If you wanted any customer service or needed customer service at the airport from Frontier, it's an additional $40. I guess that's how they save money on staffing. On the flight, if you wanted any snacks or drinks or anything like that, it was, I don't actually know the price, but I would estimate it to be about $5 to $10. Again, water was free, but everything else costs something. And keep in mind, this was a round trip flight, so you'd have to pay for some of this stuff twice. So here are my tips if you're gonna take a budget airline like Frontier where they charge for any extra thing. Make sure to measure your personal item once it's packed to be sure it's within the dimensions that the carrier says that it needs to be under. What I did was I used an older version of the Topo Designs Mountain Pack. I don't think they sell this one anymore. And I like it because it's mostly just a large main compartment that's shaped in a rectangle, so it maximizes the space that you have in the bag. The next tip is don't select any seats during booking because they all cost money. Instead, wait till around 5 to 6 hours before your departure time to check in, and you have a better chance of getting something that isn't a middle seat. You still might get a middle seat, but there's a better chance that you won't. And next, bring your own entertainment, snacks, and drinks. You can get a cup of water for free, but everything else is on you. There's also no Wi-Fi on these planes or in-flight entertainment, so make sure that you download music, podcasts, movies, and things like that to your devices. Pack some snacks and fill your water bottle after you get through security. Lastly, this might not work depending on your itinerary, but try to fly direct. The budget carrier that I use in this example isn't really known for their reliability, so flying direct minimizes the chances of delays and cancellations. If you're curious how I packed everything for a 3-day trip that I needed into my personal item, I'll go over it in this last section of the video. I could stretch this same pack list for a week trip by adding just some extra underwear and some extra shirts, and then doing laundry if it's a trip that's longer than that. So, here's what I packed. My flip-flops. I think a bird pooped on these. All of my clothes in a packing cube. My iPad with the Magic Keyboard case. My electronics and cable organizer. Of course, my DOP kit, my video camera in the carrying case, my 1.5 liter sling that had my wallet, cash, and all of my other everyday carry items like my handheld, my notebook, and my AirPods, my beanie, because it's winter, my e-reader, and also some face masks. What you wear for travel day is important too. What I typically do is I wear my bulkiest clothing on the flight. So in this case, because it's winter, I had a t-shirt on, a mid-layer, and then my jacket. And then for bottoms, I wore my long underwear, some thin joggers, wool socks, and my running shoes. I've always kind of followed these principles when it came to packing for air travel. because it makes it so that you don't actually have to pack all of your big and bulky and sometimes heavy stuff in your backpack, and you're just wearing it instead. So that's it. These tips were the keys to my success to only pay for the round-trip airfare with no surprise fees with a budget airline. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe for more travel tips, travel vlogs, and outdoor content. Thanks for watching.